3, 2, 1, end of test. Keying with a go.
Well, hello there, and welcome to another edition of Warbird Wednesday. My name is Fred Bell. Obviously, we had a hurricane out here, so I am in my fish outfit. This is in the 100 and whatever, 50 plus episodes we've been doing this. This is the first time I said, you really want me to wear this? So Kevin is shooting tonight. Greg is going to be editing, and Kevin's really enjoying himself with this one. So without further ado, with my biblicature assistant, I'm going to go ahead and take this thing off. This thing is so tight, I couldn't even wear my glasses. There we go, off camera, nice catch. Now, hope you enjoyed that intro. Again, thank you, Nikki and the Melbourne Ska Orchestra. Now, I said that we were done with reconnaissance aircraft. What I got was a bunch of emails that said, hey, and we do take viewer requests. So I got a bunch saying, hey, you didn't cover this, you didn't cover that. I kind of go through and curate those, but when I get requests, your request is, my pleasure to cover. So we are going today to do the Boeing, the E-3 Sentry AWACS, the early warning aircraft. I'm going to go ahead and take this off its pedestal, the Sentry aircraft. It has, first thing you'll notice, a couple of things. One is, go up and throw up a plan view. It looks like you're, as I was a kid, a Boeing airliner. It is not anywhere close to that. It's actually a newer build than a lot of 707s. And then, of course, it has that rotating dome that we're going to talk about. And these aircraft are critical in the defense of the United States and also in doing battlefield management. Tactical aircraft, they can look at things on the ground now. They're integrated data systems. We'll talk a little bit about that. But these aircraft are very important, and they really came out of the whole eye in the sky thing that was really started in the mid-1960s. The United States Air Force was looking for a replacement for the EC, the 121, the Warning Star, which was a Constellation, which is a huge aircraft. We saw that Constellation. It's been restored back at Oshkosh. They're just absolutely enormous. I remember being at AMARG, and I managed to get in a Warning Star one time, and it was a really surreal experience because nobody had been in there in a long time, and the crew had signed out at each one of the workstations, and somebody had gone through and actually put something over that to protect the signatures. So the airplane was like a time capsule. So it was totally cool. But the Warning Star, in the 1960s, they were ready to replace it. It was getting long in the tooth. And Westinghouse won the design and went to testing in 1975. Now, these aircraft, they have a large crew in them. They can actually have a crew of 13 to 19 technicians that are managing the various data stations in here, and they all kind of work together in this integrated battlefield management. Now, there were 68 built, but that is a little misleading. There were 34 aircraft that went to the United States Air Force. There were 18 that went to our NATO allies. 7 went to the UK. 4 went to France, and Saudi Arabia got 5 of them. Now, the interesting thing is, little Fred fun fact, the Iranians wanted these back when the Shah was around, and that did not happen. And it would be interesting, kind of like they're still flying F-14s. Can you imagine if they had actually gotten a hold of AWACS AWACS aircraft. Now let's go ahead. We're going to put this on the pedestal and talk a little bit about how important these crews were. Now I will tell you, any of the hot wars that we've gotten into, or a lot of the war on terror, what's happened is these aircraft have become part of what's called data fusion, so that sensors from everywhere kind of get pulled together and the information gets amalgamated so that the battle space commander can kind of understand. I sound like a commercial for Northrop or something, but the battle space commander can kind of see what's happening in the total picture, what's in the air, what's on the ground, what's happening, what's moving. These aircraft are critical. That is gonna continue. But these folks that were on these aircraft, if you want to talk about saving lives, remember the most important thing about warfare when you go into warfare is to win, right? And to win, you have to have the most updated technology. So when we went in like Operation Desert Storm or Desert Shield or anywhere where we're up against coordinated enemy air defense and aircraft, these aircraft are important because they do a couple of things. They can sniff electronic signals, they can eavesdrop, they can find out where the bad guys' fighters are and send fighters after them. They can do all kinds of different data analysis. And if you were one of those 13 or 19 crew members that were on one of these airplanes, you saved lives. And that is the most important thing to remember. You don't always have to be the guy or girl out in front, maybe at the very tippy point of the spear. You can be in a position to where you can make sure that those people don't get killed or defeated or have problems. And that's what this type of equipment is all about. So to the folks that were crew members on these or in these Sentry aircraft, I salute you. And today I do it with Dr. Enough. Dr. Enough. I'm having fun with this. Enough is enough. That's literally the marketing program. Yeah, he's smiling over there. You guys are getting cute on me here. Let's see, 180 calories. No pure cane sugar, mom. Rich in vitamins, it says, with the little man there. So we're gonna find out. It's actually cold. Kevin, you're slipping. Normally, Greg leaves these out in the sun, throws them against the wall. This one is actually cold. So we'll find out if this is enough. So for those E-3 Sentry AWACS crews, I salute you. Wow, that's actually not bad. Kevin, you're slipping. Greg is going to be very upset. This is actually, it's an odd taste, but it's not terrible. A little bit of carbonation. The only thing that I do have is I'm watching it and there's some sort of film moving around in the bottom of it as I'm drinking it. It's probably bad, but what the heck? So these aircraft will continue to be upgraded. This particular airframe is based on a 707-320B. The biggest impediment to these aircraft is engines and the upgrades that have happened with the fans, with these larger, much more efficient engines. And that's going to drive all these aircraft to be replaced. In fact, they're scheduled to be replaced by 2035. There have been countless upgrades to the aircraft from about 1987 and even prior to that. And they, as recently as 2014, they went through another avionics upgrade. Westinghouse no longer exists. They're now being serviced and taken care of by Northrop Grumman. So Northrop Grumman, you have another, that defense consolidation is going on there. They so much so that I actually, this is a kid, this airframe was always cool to me, but the Japanese have gone with the E-767. So again, dealing with that fan issue, we've already kind of talked about B-52s being re-engined. I don't think these will be in the fleet long enough to see an engine replacement. The other thing that I hope Greg can find on this and post is these have an escape tunnel in them. So you just don't like jump out, because there's quite a few people in there, but they actually have an escape tunnel. So maybe Greg can throw up the emergency evacuation procedures on this aircraft. But I think by 2035, you will see all of these airplanes gone and gone to the boneyard. Like, I just saw a video of a DC-10, one of those extenders that we just did the show on not too long ago, that they're already headed to the boneyard. They're going to be gone by the end of this year. So I think that's what will eventually happen to this airplane. But during its lifespan in the U.S. military, it has been a pivotal early warning system. Now, if you want to show your love for Boeing, what better thing you could do than to get yourself a Boeing hat? Run down. Jason actually makes these under license from Boeing by hand, and you can click on the link, and Jason will make you one of those hats by hand, and he will throw it in the good old mail to you, maybe on a Boeing airplane. It could fly to you that way. You never know. You never know how it might get there. So get on out there, click on that link for that really nice hat. That's, by the way, a very nice hat. I love the old Boeing logo. That's a very, very cool hat. Now, if you came across us on YouTube and you like very straightforward, one-take Warbird aircraft with maybe a little humor, we're your guys. So go ahead, forward us to your friends, forward us to anyone who likes airplanes and Warbirds. That's what we love to talk about. If you came across us on Facebook, we will absolutely love your comments. We'll love them on YouTube as well. So give us a comment, give us a like, and we'll keep this thing going. Forward us to your friends. We cannot do all of this, like restore all these great airplanes and helicopters, without your donations. So click on that donation link. We will be grateful if you send us a couple of shekels. And if you're schooling those kids from home, click on the links for those educator guides. You can get those. I think we're also publishing those on Amazon now. If you don't want to download them, you can click on the link and get a book from Amazon on our primary and secondary educator guide. So we want you to do that as well. My name is Fred Bell. I am the Vice Chairman of the Palm Springs Air Museum. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
3, 2, 1, end of test. King with a go.
Day, all my fears have gone away. I guess this means I'm here to stay. Yeah, I'm ready to fly, ready to fly. Wasn't long ago I shook at the thought of being hooked. But ever since I wrote my book, I'm ready to fly, ready to fly. Come along and join us, we can plug you in the simulator. We'll teach you how to dance and be